My scores in quants have dropped in the last 2-3 mocks. This, I'm hearing this so many times. This happens. Your improvement is never going to be a straight line. It is never going to be without setbacks. It's going to be there, and keep that in mind. I feel like I don't remember the concepts and tricks, so I've done it before. At this stage, how to revise quant. One, remember that it happens to everybody. Very often, when the pressure comes in, you've trained your mind to look for errors and look for mistakes and plan to grab this and be very switched on and all of that. The more you do that, there is a chance that your instinct deserts you. So if you've noticed in cricket or football, they'll say that this guy has been coached out of his quality. They've overcoached him. And so there is some instinct that is there, and then coaching adds method to that madness. Sometimes when method gets added, the madness disappears, or your instinct kind of deserts you. You had that method. You looked at it, you got the exact funda, you plug it in, you got the answer, you intuitively got the main idea in the passage. And then we all tell you, look for this word, central theme, don't miss this. When you're thinking about all this, or your intuitive central idea, of course, takes a backseat. It can happen. And so, and when that happens, you're consciously processing everything. You become jittery. And one of our guys said, I was sitting in a mock and I simply couldn't do 10 minus 3. That's like an extreme version, it's a deep freeze. And so it can happen, it does happen. That means that the elements of all these inputs coming could be playing a role. Multiple ways to handle it. One is to say, look, I need to pick my instinct back. Get that, you have to tell yourself that this is happening. And say, look, I'm going to shoot from the hip, have fun with the mock. This doesn't count. And so this mock doesn't count, I'm going to freewheel, have some fun. I enjoyed learning this funda, I'm going to bring that back. That's something that really that works for me. Apparently, chess players do this. Chess players who are serious in trying to improve their ratings, they're on chess.com, and then they want to improve their ratings. Then they usually have another website or another account. When they know that they're getting lulled and falling into patterns and every game matters for their rating, they're not having fun, they switch off this account, go slog there, have fun for 3 days, and then come back into this account. The freshness brings back the instinct, and then it falls away. Another thing that really helps me, once again, is to take a clean break, 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. I'm there, I'm prepared, I know what I'm doing, I have a decent chance. But I'm living and breathing this so much that all these inputs are there, they're acting all the time. My mind needs time to consolidate this and put it into place. It could very well be that case. I've had several students who say, look, my mocks plateaued, I just gave up for 3 days and then took one mock, my scores spikes. Suddenly it's like my mind had cracked something and it worked. It could work. Take a clean break and then come back. That really helps. How to revise quant? Several ideas are there. What you have to understand whether it's a funda gap that you're having or a speed gap. So speed gap, take advanced tests. Take test. You know the funda, you're doing those things more mechanically, more automatically, that will help. If it's a funda gap, go and revisit that funda using theory and see if you can reinforce it from first principles. Super important. Sometimes it so happens that you don't have you tend to overlook some idea consistently. Right? Then writing it down and bring it back. So if you're discussing, suppose you missed one funda and speed time distance. You should say, look, I'm going to look at speed time distance. If there's speed time distance, I worry about basic ideas, units, relative speed, average speed, boat and stream, train and platform, two trains crossing each other, races, circular races, geometry and perpendicular distances. Okay, this is a set of things that are there in speed time distance. I have a rough handle on this. Typically, what I tend to forget, I miss out on units, I forget my kilometers per hour, meters per second. I need to write it down, I need to be switched on about it. So consolidate like that. These are the type of questions. This is a mistake I make. I used to have I was discussing this with one of our students. For me, I used to consistently not remember similar triangles. So all similar triangles questions, not only would I miss, I would be trying them with some other method. The idea that similar triangle is the funda that gets plugged in here wouldn't occur to me in the exam. So I had to, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm completely forgetting similar triangles as a placeholder. It's a concept funda. So I had to bring it back in. So something like that, where you crack one thing and then say, look, this improvement I'm making. Effective way to revise quant could be that. You could have a nice laundry list of things that I tend to forget. Each funda, units, cancelling 0 on both sides, forgetting x plus 1 by x is greater than or equal to 2 or less than or equal to minus 2. Not completing a square and carving something, or forgetting the completion of squares method, or not keeping this one idea about functions in mind. Write down those things. The more you add, the more you internalize, the more you will not make those mistakes.